Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the newly released Shadow Donphan in the Mountain Cup still. We don't have the Open Great League available right now, but Mountain Cup should be fine. This Pokemon has no access to the Shadow variant, which is very decent for this one because it was already pretty squishy before. So now it does more fast move damage with the move countered. Also with, I think, a Mud Slap and also Charm, which is kind of decent. I think also Tackle or something, I don't know. There's a ton of fast moves, of course, but here we're going to see already we can go ahead and go for a lot of damage with our counter here against the opponents. Empoleon only going to get one shield there, but we're going to be able to now farm down with the Runerigus here. This team itself, we're going to have Ferrothorn in the lead. I kind of wanted to try this Pokemon out here because there is an upcoming like for like in general all the Lapras coming in here. There are a ton of Lapras right now in the meta, so I kind of wanted to use that Pokemon just to counter Lapras. Otherwise, Runerigus is one of my favorite Pokemon to use in this cup right now. It's just so much fun. Honestly, if you have a Runerigus, can recommend you. Definitely. Here we're going to see a Gliscor against us. This matchup can be a little bit iffy. Like I laid down, I went actually for Flashcan. I did like 5+ sets with this team here. Had some mixed results, to be fair. Like it was kind of neutral. I think I went like basically every set I either went 3-2 or 2-3. Like everything in between was not really a thing. Like I didn't go crazy positive any set and I didn't go crazy negative any set. It's basically I think equals each other out. So don't know actually how I went in total, but it was okay-ish. It wasn't too good. It wasn't too bad either. So like I'm totally okay with that because Donphan is of course more of a spicier Pokemon for this meta. We're going to take a look later on as well at the Shadow Sceptile, which is the only Pokemon that I can really build right now. I'm not going to build a Shadow Driftlon yet because yeah. That thing is just taking a ton of Stardust, and I don't have the Stardust anymore. And also, we're going to have next week the Master League available in Little Cup. I'm not going to play Little Cup too much, most likely, because Little Cup requires you to have a fully XL Bronzor. So, like, have fun with that. Fully XL Bronzor is the best Pokemon and beats basically everything in the meta. If you don't have a Bronzor, don't play this cup, I guess. But we're also gonna get, like, triple Stardust for the end of the, like, the rewards, basically, during the set. Not really the thing that you claim at the end, but, like, the normal Stardust rewards during the set. You're going to have a triple reward there for the entire next 2 weeks, which is going to be very decent to gain some Stardust again. But I'm mainly going to focus on my channel most likely on the what's called onto the Master League. So if you are playing the Little Cup, you can send me also some battles in. If you play the Master League, you can send me some battles in. Link is always in the description for that. I don't think I'm going to take any more for this iteration here for the what's called for this cup right now, for the Mountain Cup. I would still take some for Ultra League though. But yeah, it's going to be an awkward week for the next one because there's basically nothing else that we can play. There's going to be, I think, the Summer Cup coming up for the week afterwards, together with the Master League, which is at least playable, but Little Cup going to be a horror for most people because the top 2 Pokemon are fully XL and both are very, very bulky and very, very lame to play. So wouldn't really recommend you to play this one, but yeah, here we're going to see a Skarmory against us. This is not really ideal for us or whatsoever. We're going to go ahead and go for the Snipe here with our Runerigus. We're going to be able to knock them out and we're going to be able to win this game. Very good for us. Next opponent, we're going to see a horrible lead there with Escavalier. We're going to swap into the Donphan. They're going to swap out, which is amazing, and they're going to go into the Lapras. This was the main idea for this team, by the way. We have the hardest Lapras answer in the lead. We're going to have a very good Lapras answer as a safe swap here with our Donphan, which is still going to be able to go for the Body Slam spam and going to get 2 shields from the opponent here right now, which is amazing. But we're going to bait them out all the time, which is the main thing. So Runerigus hopefully going to have a great time in the back there. We're going to just go ahead and fully farm down the opponent here. They can still go for a Surf. I think even a Skull Bash they might be able to get to, and they do get to a Skull Bash. But we are at 100 energy. I can go ahead and go into my Runerigus now. I shield up the Drill Run here just because I kind of want to keep some health from like in general on this Pokemon here because we only have this Pokemon left really. And we can go for one Shadow Ball and knock out the Escavalier. And we see a Diggersby coming in. And this is going to be a really, really awkward matchup. Not gonna lie, this is going to be really, really bad. We're going to go for the Phantom here. We still survive one Earthquake at this range. But it's all going to be a little bit awkward. Because you can see here, we're going to shield up the Earthquake, which is nice. Maybe I shouldn't even have done that. But they still have the Lapras in the back. I can always debuff them here. But it's going to be so weird. Because if I swap out here and my opponent throws their charge move already, and I catch the charge move instead of throwing my own charge move, I'm going to go down here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to let this Runerigus go down. I win CMP against the entire team of the opponent, I think, with my Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn is bulky, but not as bulky as a Digger Speed, so here we're going to be able to just go ahead and go for another Power Whip. And I think with all the Centums, we literally just got them into range where a Power Whip going to knock them out, so it's going to be a good game here. Next opponent, a very decent lead for us. I think against Walrein we should always be able to win with Power Whip. Let's take a look at this one. I think one doesn't actually knock them out because Walrein is pretty bulky, exactly. But they cannot knock us out with two Icicle Spears either, so we should be fine here, just farming them all the way down. And it seems like they're going to be a little bit weak against us in the back as well, otherwise there is no reason for them to stay in here. As you're going to see now, the Mawile coming in, we're going to see a Wishcast coming in now as well. At this point of time, I think I already won the game, because the Mawile are going to get aligned against our Runerigus, which is a very bulky Pokemon, which has access to the move Sand Tomb, which is so good against Mawile. Usually a Sand Tomb doesn't really do too much damage against a Mawile, it doesn't really matter too much, but here we're going to still be able to knock out this Wishcast real quick here, as this Pokemon will not enjoy our Runerigus either. We can just go ahead and go for the Sand Tomb. This game is over. There's nothing my opponent can do here anymore. This is Sand Tomb coming through here, and we can just farm them all the way down. They know this as well, and they're going to forfeit. Next opponent, Ferrothorn against Wishcast. Very good lead for us. Let's see what's coming in here. We're going to see a Donphan coming in. I only realized it later. I should have swapped out most likely already into my Runerigus, because Runerigus has such a great matchup against this Pokemon here. As you're going to see, I just resist the Body Slam as well as the counter. They're going to bait me here, which is fine for me though. We can go for the Shadow Ball now, and the Shadow Ball going to do some decent damage, knocking them out, and we see the Wishcast coming back in here now. We're gonna go for one Shadow Ball, trying to do some decent damage against the opponent. I could just shield this move up here and try to farm him down, because it's clearly a Blizzard, and it is a Blizzard, which will allow me to farm them all the way down, which the opponent didn't like too much, because now they're going to forfeit, so good game there. Not a lot that they really could do there. Next opponent coming through, we're going to see a Lapras in lead. Amazing for us, exactly what we want to face with this team. We see the Escavalier. I'm a little bit late at swapping out here, but it doesn't really matter too much, as we're going to be able to easily survive one drill run here with our Runerigus. It's a very bulky boy here, as you can see. Runerigus is something that I would really like to see having more play in the open ultra, I want to say, in the open Great League as well, because this Pokemon actually has such cool stat product, has such cool typing, very unique Pokemon, very good moves usually. If it has like Earthquake or Earth Power, maybe it would have been even better, but like this is still a very, very strong Pokemon, and it's just kind of sad that this Pokemon doesn't really see the play that I wish it would see. But here we're going to encounter the Mawile. I'm going to have to shield up the most likely Power Punch here, which is kind of awkward, but I will be able to get both shields from the opponent, which is the main thing that I want to have here. Our Donphan is just doing so much damage against them, like the counter damage is insane. We will be able to even take another move here, and we know already that we're going to have one Power Whip stored, which we're going to just use here to whip the opponent down. This Power Whip easily knocks out the opponent's Mawile, and now it's just Lapras against our Ferrothorn. I'm going to shield this move up here, and they're actually going to go ahead and go for the Skull Bash, and because they went for the Skull Bash, of course we have to go for our nuke as well. Here's my Flash Cannon. We just trolling around here right now, and knocking them out straight away with that still. Very good game. Next opponent, we're going to see a Ferrothorn against Skarmory. That's horrible. We have to swap out here, and we see a Lapras coming in. It's basically how this team is supposed to work. I don't know if they're going to shield the move up here though, because we're going to go for Body Slam. They're going to shield, which is nice. I die on my charge move. I shouldn't have shielded this. This was like kind of stupid to shield this one. I kind of regret this right now, because I think they would survive a Body Slam still. And okay, they shielded this move up. Like they could have actually let this move go through, I think, and then it would have been awkward. Like this, we should be fine here. But let's take a look here. We're going to see the serve. We're going to be able to go ahead and farm them all the way down. Sadly, we don't have Thunder, which might have been a little bit better. I want to have Flash Cannon for the Frosters, but Thunder might have been better for the Skarmories. And now we're going to get hard countered by this Relicanth. Relicanth actually has insanely good bulk. Like this Pokemon is really, really bulky. Kinda want to build one as well for the Great League maybe, because this Pokemon, like the bulk of this Pokemon is insanely good, which I didn't really know before. as it's like really decent bulk. It's I think the same bulk as Galarian Stunfisk, which is kind of wild. It's a little bit less than, okay, maybe a little bit less than Galarian Stunfisk, but it's around the same basically, which is really decent for a Pokemon like this. Like I'd never really seen that before, but also most likely because this is a regional Pokemon I haven't really seen Relicanth too much. Has a pretty decent moveset as well, but yeah, we're going to see here the opponent's Quagsire. Quagsire will not appreciate our body slams at least, as we're going to be able to actually realign here if we want to. And I think we want to. So we're going to be able to shield this move up. Going to be a Stone Edge. Would have even survived that like that. But we can go ahead and try to go for one Earthquake here. And we can actually get to the Earthquake. Can we hit this move? Let's take a look at this one. We cannot. They're going to shield this move up. I could have went for 2 body slams, which would have been better, I guess. But I can still realign my Runerigus here, which will take the drill run pretty easily. We see a Diggersby coming in, and I made a huge mistake here. I should have went for one debuffing Sandtomb first, because that would have allowed me to do a lot more damage with my Power Whip. And like this, sadly, the 0 shield scenario against the Diggersby, our Ferrothorn has the 0 chance against, because Fire Punch is double super effective. So if I knew before that they had the Diggersby and I didn't have to react and time there, I would have just went ahead and went for my Sandtomb first before I swapped out. But here, we're going to encounter a pretty horrible lead. And also Lapras coming in here. We're going to be able to go for one body slam. Maybe they're going to shield this move up. Let's take a look at this. They do not, and this is horrible because they're going to go ahead and just throw that charge move here. I should have went for the Earthquake, I guess, but we can go ahead and go for the full farm down, at least now with our Ferrothorn. Maybe they don't know that we have Flashkin on this Pokemon. That would be an interesting play, because now we're going to see the Mawile came back in. I can go for my charge move here. The Flashkin is coming through. Let's see. We're going to see that they're going to shield this move up, sadly, and we're going to have a Diggersby in the back. We're just going to forfeit there. This was a hard wall. There was literally nothing I could have done there. Next opponent, we see a Abomasnow. This is going to be a little bit awkward, as we're going to now go ahead and go straight for the Flash Cannon. Maybe they don't know about this. Let's see. They don't know about this. Goodbye, Abomasnow. We're going to see the Mawile coming in. We're going to see a Marshtomp coming in as well, which is pretty decent for us. They're going to no-shield this as well. Maybe they have a no-shield challenge or whatever. This seems to be a little bit awkward all. We see the Surf coming through, going to knock me out. And we're just going to go back into our Ferrothorn. We can take those moves easily because we don't really need to... Yeah, like we don't really need our Ferrothorn in general. We can go ahead and go for another Flash Gun here as well. Let's take a look at this one real quick. And Ferrothorn is just completely destroying the opponent. Completely destroyed them there. 2 times Flash Cannon hitting. Like, I don't know what my opponent tried to do there, but this didn't really work out for them. Horrible lead for us. My Cargo coming in. Frost is in the back. Like, this is the thing with this cup right now. Like, it really went RPS after basically with the Go Battle Day. Of course, those battles were also done during the Go Battle Day. So I don't really like this cup anymore. It was actually a really cool cup for the first 2-3 days, but like with the Go Battle Day, I really feel like this cup kind of went downhill, which is kind of understandable. People start doing stuff like for fast move beatdown teams, which just makes everything a little bit awkward. But yeah, we're going to see here the Frost is going to be able to knock us out here as well. There's not a lot that we can do against Frosters here, and we see a Torterra in the back anyway. There was literally nothing I could have done there in this game at all. They had the perfect hard counter, as we see now a Lucario coming in. You might wonder why I went into my Donphan against the Lucario if I could have also went into my Runerigus, which double resists the counter damage. The reason for this is pretty simple. If they have an Escavalier, which is a pretty simple, like, easy backline there, Escavalier against Donphan is a pretty bad matchup for Donphan, while Escavalier against the Runerigus would be really good for us. So basically, if they have this in the back, I'd rather have my Runerigus still in the back, and I rather go ahead and use my Donphan now to knock out the Lucario. Here we can go ahead, go for one charge move, and we see Mawile in the back. Also here, I'd rather have my Runerigus compared to the Donphan before. I can just go ahead, go for the Sandtomb. Going to get them low now. I don't even have to shield up the move here. Let's see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to shield up the move for whatever reason. Okay, it's a play buff. Never mind. I did a great job here. Good job, me. Good job for going for the actual shield there. We will be able to go for the debuffing move here with Sandtomb, and we can just farm all the way down here, as they going to be able to go for one more charge move, but this does not really bother us, as one more Bully Seed will be enough. And we can hop into the final game of this video. We're going to the Ferrothorn against the opponent's Berserker. This is horrible for us. We're going to swap out here. Empoleon comes in. And now we're going to have our Donphan against the Empoleon aligned. We can go for one body slam here, going to force a shield, and we don't get to another one. I actually thought we would have got to another one there, but sadly I guess not. We will be able to take one move here at least, but it's still going to be an awkward matchup for us. Can we farm them all the way down? I don't think we can. No, we cannot. They can still get to another charge move here. This is not really ideal whatsoever, and we're going to have to farm them all the way now. They're going to swap now most likely into their Berserker again. I have to go for one charge move first because I kind of want to have some damage on them, as it will allow us to go for one Santum and just farm down afterwards, which is happy. But otherwise, it's going to be a little bit tricky here, as we have to see what they have in the back. We can go for one Santum now. They're going to stay in here. They're not swapping out. They're going to let this move go through as well, and it's going to be their own Runerigus. So finally, I think this is the first Runerigus I faced against me. Finally, someone also recognized the potential of Runerigus in this cup. Very, very cool to see. Very, very good for me, because the opponent has literally no chance here, as I already have a move stored onto my Ferrothorn, so it's going to be a pretty easy game here. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Ferrothorn is a very good Pokemon in this meta. Donphan is a lot of fun, a lot of spice as well, does a lot of fast move damage, but we have to see how good this actually will be in the Great League. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video. See you later for a Sceptile review, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye!